The year 2022 could be an unlucky year for Marvel superhero movie fans. If in 2021, the most afternoon movie is Spider-Man: No Way Home, the most eye-catching has Eternals. But entering 2022, there are almost no comparable bright spots left in the Marvel family. The movie is a huge disappointment through the two projects Doctor Strange 2 and Thor 4. Especially, Thor 4 is no different from a slap in the face of fans, criticized on all fronts. Maybe just a simple movie like Black Adam can save the current crisis of faith in Marvel fans. No need to be dramatic or profound. Just Marvel Studios making a good entertaining movie like Black Adam or The Incredible Hulk, 2008, is enough to save this time. So what does Black Adam have? Why do I expect Marvel Studios to release a simple entertainment product like this movie? With a huge production budget of nearly $200 million, the work brings impressive moments of entertainment. The visuals in Black Adam really flatter the eye, completely deserving of the beautiful and already comment. The footage is elaborately choreographed, with complex backgrounds and varied shooting angles. Viewers can't help but feel overwhelmed by the battle scenes, intense action, and well-processed CGI. Not to mention, the sound is also majestic and brings a sense of flattery equally. For the gods of the cinema, these are the essentials to satisfy the basic need for cinema enjoyment. An uncomplicated work, told in coherent, easy to understand and exceptionally entertaining language is much of what they expect from a superhero movie. Black Adam is the 11th film of the DC Comics cinematic universe, based on the DC Comics anti-hero of the same name. The content revolves around Taith Adam, the Rock, who is endowed with the unparalleled power of the 6 Egyptian gods. Black Adam opens with a flashback that takes place in 2600 BC, when the people of the country of Kondak are enslaved to satisfy their ambitious king, mining a stone called Eternium-1. Rare or unique to the planet to be able to forge a crown that brings demonic power. When the stone was found, a boy did not give up and called on everyone to stand up and fight. Fought for freedom, but was later arrested and executed. The evil ruling class pushed the kingdom into bloody civil war and indirectly gave birth to the new hero Black Adam. Black Adam possessed great power and overthrew the throne. However, he was imprisoned by the gods because he could not control his power. After 5,000 years, he was accidentally freed from prison by Adriana Tomaz. With his lawless behavior, Black Adam became the object of the Justice Society group, superheroes responsible for maintaining world order, with the goal of capturing him so as not to repeat the tragedy of the past. However, in the eyes of the people of Kondak and Black Adam, the Justice Society are pagan intruders recklessly determining the fate of a planet that has nothing to do with them. In the end, however, the conflicts were temporarily shelved. Both Black Adam and the American superhero team must join forces to fight the dark as well as bring freedom to Kondak and protect the world. Initially, the conflict of Black Adam representing what has been the core of Kondak and Justice Society, modern anthropomorphic heroes, bring an interesting battle to the screen. This is not a very bold or cutting-edge topic. However, simple content like this helps the audience later on the film easily recognize the message about the thin line between black and white in society that director Jom Sarah wants to convey. The meaning of Black Adam is considered remarkable and contemplative. Black Adam, or Taith Adam as his biological father's name is a character with the same power as Superman, single-handedly defeating the brutal empire that rules his homeland Kondak. But then he lost himself, lost in violence and hatred in the name of justice. Taith Adam's justice is that his enslaved compatriots must be set free, and the oppressors must atone. Penance means death. If Taith Adam's ideals of serving justice make him look like a spiritual leader, a superhero savior, the action motto turns the character into a murderer. On the screen, The Rock's massive body fits perfectly with the Black Adam suit, with the image of a brave warrior. But his role-playing skills are still like a ready-to-eat dish mass, lacking the secret condiments. Watching The Rock act in Black Adam, the audience can still see him in his previous roles, from his taciturn face, menacing glares to his gait and movements. The Rock's version of Taith Adam is an interesting but unattractive anti-hero. The Rock is powerful, convincing in the fight scenes. He showed himself to be not only a big, but also big-mouth opponent when confronting the JSA, a revived death with the mercenaries that were dominating Kondak. However, in scenes that require an explosion of emotions, The Rock's expression makes him look like a dead uncle in his lap. The blockbuster scored thanks to the investment in images, techniques, and shaping what Black Adam can satisfy the most mass audience is also a common strength in DC superhero movies. Rarely has the audience enjoyed such a satisfying visual and audio feast. Throughout the more than 120 minutes of Black Adam film, there are non-stop face-to-face fights, whether between Black Adam and Intergang, with Justice Society or with the final boss Sabbac. Each punch of The Rock in Black Adam stunned enemies, satisfied audiences, and overthrew all stereotypes about DC Comics superhero movies. The shots are staged very powerfully, giving the feeling of a true god of unparalleled strength. Incorporating more invested sound and standard effects, making the audience unable to take their eyes off the frame. The visual effects are the most discussed and praised point of Black Adam. The explosion scenes were done on a large scale, with eyes and ears. Each superhero character has its own unique transformation effects, which are extremely impressive and smooth. The cast of characters appear beautifully, taken care of right from the costumes to shaping skills. Another bright spot in the film is the humorous element that is seasoned to taste, not ridiculous, but very natural. The audience can laugh out loud to relieve stress, giving the film a much-needed break after the landslide battles. This adds to the entertainment of the film and makes Black Adam more pleasing to the audience than the Marvel movies, which even don't do as well as they used to. However, Black Adam is still just an entertainment film. It is difficult to avoid some inherent minus points or some bad aspects that, if handled more skillfully, will improve the quality of the film even more. The content is entertaining and without much of a breakthrough. The plot twist that occurs at the end does not cause a surprise or satisfying effect. Some segments are installed inappropriately, creating a sense of excess, lack of connection with the film circuit. The filmmaker abuses slow motion in many action scenes. Whenever Cyclone shows strength, the above effect is used. Another minus point in plot and character development, the film tries to force the people of Kondak to be oppressed and exploited, but doesn't describe it convincingly, especially compared to the flashbacks of the ancient Kondak. So when the boy Amon called for him to stand up and protect the city, this scene is unlikely and unconvincing, not to mention at the end of the film, the people who were under the brutal rule of the Inter gang did not deal with them but the Dark Legion. The screenplay is considered the most critical weakness, too thin and simple, lacking in connection and depth in character development and relationships. Because of this fatal weakness, the events in the film are quite monotonous, blurred, even lacking bright knots. The Justice Society of America team is also not carefully introduced because, after all, they are just the background character for Black Adam in the movie. Because Dr. Fate and Hawkman took up all the spotlight and time, the other two characters didn't have much acting space or were given any important tasks by the script, becoming quite faint. Maybe the scriptwriter was too lazy. If only at the end, it could be arranged for Sabbac to fight Hawkman and Black Adam more violently, Cyclone and Atom Smasher to face the Hell Army, and Adriana Tomaz's family and the people to fight the Intergang. Separate the battle lines and respective roles for each group, giving them more time to participate in the fight instead of trying to shoot slow-motion scenes. Marvel Studios needs a simple, entertaining movie like Black Adam, not fussy but serious. In terms of content, Black Adam has nothing, no flaws, weaknesses are still there, but compared to recent Marvel superhero movies, it is not better. While in the entertainment aspect, Black Adam successfully completed the task of bringing a feast to satisfy the audience. A simple but effective movie in terms of entertainment is like quenching the viewer's thirst. And if you feel frustrated and disappointed about Black Adam, you can sympathize with the weakness of the script, the plot, the building of the character is too big, the entertainment value is not enough to convince you. In short, Black Adam cannot be considered the best superhero work ever, but Black Adam is the superhero movie that all audiences need. Black Adam also clearly shows the turn of the DC Universe when it wants to bring works more easily accessible to the masses, but must keep what is their core. But for loyal fans of DC, if the filmmaker continues to make such superficial films, there will probably be many fans who turn their backs on the characters who have been attached to their childhood through the past. Thank you for watching today's video. If you find this video good, please like, share and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support ASK Pop Entertainment to make more interesting videos.